Yukan, I never knew that you were the ruler of Geometry Land. You're a busy guy. Yukan wants you to sort shapes based on attributes. And don't worry if you don't know what attributes means yet. You'll figure it out here pretty soon. It's time for another Toucan term with Yukan. Yukan, you want to know what a polygon is? Well, a polygon is a flat shape. Can you see that in your mind? Yukan, your visualization is not quite right. Let me try to be a little more precise. Okay, a polygon is a flat shape with straight sides. Yukan, you still don't quite have it. Let's try this visualization one more time. A polygon is a flat shape with straight sides, and it's closed. Can you see a picture of that in your mind? I think you've got it, Yukan. Nice job. Yukan, I think I hear the Frog Prince. There he is. And he has a ribbit rhyme for us. What's that say? Learning the word polygon shouldn't leave your mind in tangles. Poly means many and gon means angles. Our first word is polygon. Poly means many and gon means corners. So basically polygon means many corners. And it's a flat, closed figure with straight sides. Let's draw some examples. This is a polygon. It's flat, it's closed, and it has straight sides. Yukan's crown. It's a polygon. Flat, closed, has straight sides. So is this guy. That's a polygon. Flat, closed, straight sides. That is not a polygon. It's open. Not a polygon. The lines aren't straight. Check out this one. The lines aren't straight and it's open. Definitely not a polygon. Hey, Yukan. What are you visualizing now? Nice quadrilateral. Oh, it's your shield. Sorry. It's also a quadrilateral. So you're wondering, what is a quadrilateral? Well, a quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your shield has 4 sides. It's a quadrilateral. Hey, it's the Frog Prince. What do you got for us? Learning the word quadrilateral won't be a bore. Lateral means sides and quad means 4. Next word is quadrilateral. Quad means 4. Lateral means sides. So basically 4 sides. It's a polygon with 4 sides. Let's draw some. This is a quadrilateral. Has 4 sides. It's closed. It's flat. So is this guy. That's a quadrilateral. Can you think of another quadrilateral to draw? What about this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 4 sides. That's a quadrilateral. Hey, Yukan, is it time for another Toucan term? Oh, the knights are fighting again? About what this time? Their bedrooms? Guys, stop it. Your rooms are congruent. Doesn't help, does it? They don't know what congruent means. Okay. When two things are congruent, they are equal in size and shape. Night 1 and night 2, you have nothing to fight about. Your rooms are exactly the same size and the same shape. Does that solve things? Yukan, I think they're gonna fight about something else. Whose tower is the tallest? And that isn't congruent. Will it ever stop? It's congruent. It's the same size and shape. So when two lines are congruent, they're exactly the same length. If I were to measure these, they should be exactly the same length. If two angles are congruent, they're exactly the same size. Now I'm eyeballing this. Maybe I should draw some right angles to make sure. So these are supposed to be the same size. Those we know are the same size because they're both right. And if two shapes are congruent, we could actually put them right on top of each other and they would be the same size and shape. So all of these lines, these angles, and these shapes, or quadrilaterals, are congruent. Hey, look, there's a dragon up on that tower. And a princess. Oh, they're always playing hide and go seek up there on that tower, those silly guys. They're on adjacent lines. What does adjacent mean? Well, when two things are adjacent, they're next to each other. The dragon is on an adjacent line to the princess. When things are adjacent, they're next to each other. For instance, in this quadrilateral, this line and this line are adjacent because they are next to each other. Hey, Yukan, is it time for another toucan term? This time you're wondering what attributes are. Well, attributes are something we can use to describe a shape. They're characteristics. Check out this giant shoe. It's a quadrilateral, and we can use different attributes to help describe it. First, we can look at a shape's sides. Another word for sides is edges. I wonder how many sides this shape has. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides or edges. That's one way to describe the shape. Another way we can describe it is by looking at whether or not the sides are parallel. Check out those two sides. They're always the same distance apart and they'll never touch, no matter what. The other thing we can look at is a shape's angles or corners. How many corners or angles does this shape have? It has 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can also look to see if the angles are right angles. So this shape has 2 angles that are right and 2 that are not. Let's take a closer look. Take a look at those corners. And did you know we can tell if an angle is right or not by putting a little square in the corner? If the square fits perfectly, guess what? It's a right angle. If it doesn't fit perfectly, then it's not a right angle. Is there anything else we can look at? We can also look and see if it's big, what color it is. It's brown, and hey, that shape, it's stinky. That's what happens with the giant shoes. Talk about attributes. So attributes are the characteristics that we can use to describe a shape. So just like we might describe a person by their color of hair or their color of eye or how tall they are, those are all attributes of a person, we can describe a shape using attributes too. Knowing a shape's attributes can help us sort the shapes. So let's think about some attributes we can use to describe a shape. One of them is a shape's side or sides. Another word for side is edge. And one of the things we can think about when we're looking at a shape's edges or sides is whether or not they're parallel. So when two sides or edges are parallel, they're the same distance apart, and they just keep on going and going without ever touching. They would never have a chance to touch. No matter how long I drew this line, it would never have a chance to touch. So we often look at a shape and decide if its sides are parallel or if its opposite sides are not parallel. So that's an important word to know when we're looking at a shape's sides or edges. Another thing we can look at is a shape's corners, or another word for that is angles. I'll put angle there. So we can look at an angle in a shape or their corner to help us sort them too. And one thing we'll be looking at when we start sorting shapes is whether or not a shape has right angles. What is a right angle exactly? Well, a right angle, let's go ahead and draw a shape that has some right angles and that doesn't have some right angles. Okay, so in this shape, I can fit a square perfectly into these corners. See how that's perfectly square? These are right angles. This is not a right angle or a right corner because look, it doesn't fit perfectly. There's some space left over there. And if I were to put a square here, look what happens. I've got some space on top. I can't fit a square perfectly in there. So you can always ask yourself that question. If I had a little square and I put it in the corner or the angle, would it fit perfectly?